The churches of Cambridge are disappointing, as if cowering beneath the single splendour of King's College Chapel. They attracted too much attention in the 19th century, and perhaps too little in the 20th. Great St Mary's is the university church, but like St Mary's in Oxford, it must meet the needs of both town and gown. The exterior is meagre. An early 17th century tower with crenellated turrets is poorly proportioned. The roof runs to only a handful of pinnacles, and the white stone is without character. The inside is more noble, rebuilt at the end of the 15th century with donations from both Richard III and Henry VII. The rebuilding was completed by 1519, shortly after King's College Chapel across the road. Perhaps wisely, the patrons of St Mary's did not compete, contenting themselves with a conventionally rich East Anglian interior, like that of Saffron Walden in Essex. The church's principal feature is the nave arcade of 5 tall, slender bays, leading to the wide chancel arch. All have tracery in their spandrels and a sumptuous frieze. The roof is original and made from 100 oak trees donated by Henry VII. The bosses are magnificent, if hard to discern in detail from the ground. There is no screen to the chancel, which gives a clear view of the church's most distinguished work of art, the Majestas Christi of Alan Durst, installed as a reredos in 1960. It draws the eye down the length of the church, despite being forced to fight with the Victorian glass above. St Mary's has a charming Virgin and Child by Lonan Pendred, and an ancient parish chest of circa 1522 outside St Andrew's Chapel. Everyone in Cambridge knows the steeple of All Saints, opposite the entrance to Jesus College. Few know that the steeple marks the city's most distinguished non-collegiate church. Fewer still can be aware of its deplorable state. That a work by the master of late Victorian architecture, Bodley, should stand unused in the centre of a rich university city is shocking. All Saints stands, dusty, damp and deserted, in the care of the church's Conservation Trust, while new halls, libraries and auditoriums rise all around it. The church was a replacement in the 1860s for a local town church on a small plot of land donated by Jesus College. There was barely room for a churchyard, and the tower had to be erected over the chancel. The architect equal to the challenge was the young Bodley, who invoked the aid of the equally youthful Morris, Burne-Jones and friends. All Saints predates their other early masterpieces at Selsley in Gloucestershire and Scarborough in North Yorkshire. It survives in its 19th century Tractarian guise, including seats, hangings and candles round the altar. The exterior is dominated by a fine ribbed spire, said to be based on that of Ashbourne in Derbyshire. The interior is composed of a nave and a single aisle, divided by a strong arcade. These are covered from floor to ceiling with stencilled murals in red, green and gold by Morris and later by Kemp. The paintings continue up to the rafters and run through into the chancel. They are now dingy beyond appreciation, though not beyond restoration. The painted pulpit, rood screen and sanctuary furnishings, all by Bodley, miraculously survive in place. The glass at least retains its colour. That in the east window is by Morris, Burne-Jones and Maddox Brown. Portraying Old Testament prophets, it was completed in 1866 when the partnership was still in its early, tentative style. Morris's personal taste for backgrounds full of foliage and landscape was not yet dominant. His work in Jesus College Chapel across the road was 10 years later. The two eastern windows in the nave north wall are by Kemp. But wake up, Cambridge.